Round 2 of the Bromula One season brings us to Bahrain, Sakir, Bahrain, the first race under the lights, the first night race of the season. It usually delivers. Let's see what it has in store for us this time round. There have been some great races here in Formula One. Now it is Bromula One, don't forget. In Formula One we can remember, what can we remember? The battle in 2014 between Hamilton and Rosberg. Great one that one was, and even last year was a great race here with Charles Leclerc almost winning his first race of his career, but then having to give it up, settle for third place after an engine failure. So Bahrain, very exciting always. Let's see what it has in store for us this time with the new rookies, obviously. After the 5 new rookies have done their first race of their Bromula One career in Australia, with some getting a very good result for Choki P4 in a Toro Rosso in his first race. Great to see it. Let's see what he can do this time, as we see him getting out of the pits. Also with the other 4 rookies who also Automator and Nosiminator have managed to score some good points in Australia, with the only 2 rookies that have not scored yet being Kerio and Ficho Tenun. So hopefully for them they can do good this time round. I mean, it's first race of the season was obviously, there's still a long way to go, so they have a lot of time to score points. But you usually want to score your first point as early as possible, as we get along with Kerio for his qualifying lap. Going into turn 1, actually having to deal with some traffic as Gasly comes out of the pits, but Gasly gives him some room, as he was expected to give. As Kerio going towards turn 3 or 4, turn 3 or 4. Good first sector from him all around. As we switch over to Nosiminator, let's see what he can do in his qualifying lap. Going towards this very hard braking right-hander in this tricky second sector that Bahrain has in store for us, with a lot of fast-paced corners and a lot of low-paced corners, like for example this one where Nosiminator overshoots it a little bit going into the back straight. DRS open for him. As also this part of the track quite tricky. It is very easy to lose the car on this next corner coming up ahead, as there have been a lot of spins in the past. As we switch over for the final sector with Choki Poppy. He said Bahrain is not one of his favorite tracks, but always looking to get a good result even on your least favorite tracks. Let's see what he can do as he comes across the line. Onto the straight. He settles for P5 at the moment, as now we are gonna compare the 2 best laps from Adam O'Connor and Ficho Tenun, as they are going head to head onto the straight. The Racing Point, obviously a car with a lot more engine power, so they're really fast on the straight. Also the Alfa Romeo have a Ferrari engine, so very fast as well, but for some reason the Racing Point seems to be really dominant on the straights, obviously having to settle for a bit of disadvantage in the corners, as we see that Automator is slightly ahead. Going into the second sector, first sector, Automator being 1/10 faster than Ficho Tenun. So Ficho has got some catching up to do. Let's see if he can do going into the tricky, always lovely to drive second sector of this Bahrain International Circuit. As Ficho's best lap was actually done behind Choki Poppy, so he might have profited from a bit of drag from Choki Poppy up ahead. As they head on to finish the second sector, let's see what the times are gonna be. Actually, Ficho Tenun ahead by almost a 10th, so he managed to catch up 2 tenths in that second sector. But now let's see if third sector, very engine power based, so a team like Racing Point could really profit from this sector as they get on towards to the finishing line. Let's see who's gonna be ahead. It will be Adam O'Connor with 8/100ths of a second, taking the spot from Ficho Tenun.
Yes! Yes! Shakalaka. Vamos! 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 Vamos!
And that was qualifying for the Bahrain GP. Let's see the standings. What are they? Pole taken by Lewis Hamilton, followed by the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel, who actually gets a 5th-place grid penalty for blocking. So yeah, Vettel gonna have to deal with that, starting from 7th position. So everybody that will follow will move up 1 position. So it will be Bottas starting in officially 3rd place, followed by Otmar O'Connor. Great qualifying from him. 4th place, taking a place from the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. That will be followed by 3 of the rookies. So Ficho Tenune 6th, Choki Poppy 7th, and Nosiminator 8th. With Kereo, not the best performance from him in qualifying, 13th, but the race is long tomorrow, and let's see what the rookies can do. See you tomorrow for the race.
Gang. Bounce back and counter in that bitch. Pull up with that click. Come back with that heat, get stitch. Pull up with them sticks, but we get lit. If you say you want the smoke, boy, you so up with your top.